Hey guys, this is Jason speaking here on Pin Drop and Hop. Today I want to share with you my favourite places around Northumberland, so let's get down to it. This is my Northumberland Top 5. Northumberland is the most northern county in England. Now this county is absolutely smothered with history wherever you look, some stunning landscapes, ton of castles, and World Heritage Site of Hadrian's Wall. It really is a special place to visit, so let me show you more. Now first on my list is the legendary Bamburgh Castle. Now Bamburgh is about an hour's drive away from Newcastle. This has to be the most impressive castle I've ever seen. The sheer size of this Anglo-Saxon citadel is absolutely mental. Bamburgh Castle is perched on a volcanic outcrop, giving it a very good strategic advantage. The original timbers of Bamburgh Castle were fortified in the 6th century. However, Bamburgh itself, as we know it today, was actually built in the 11th century, still making it over 900 years old, which again is absolutely insane. Bamburgh was used in the latest Indiana Jones film and is heavily referenced in the Last Kingdom series, which is really cool. The village of Bamburgh is surprisingly small, to be honest. There are places for cafes and getting yourself ice cream. There are also some restaurants if you wanted to have a meal in the evening. One I would probably recommend is the Potted Lobster. Loads of good reviews there. Bamburgh is also famous for a national heroine of Grace Darling. This brave young lady in 1838 saved 9 people from a shipwreck on nothing other than a small rowing boat. I mean, what an insane story that is. You can visit her memorial and also a museum dedicated to her. Now Bamburgh is a cracking little place to visit, get it on the list. Another place you have to visit is Budle Bay. At Budle Bay, you'll probably see one of the best coastlines in England. It is absolutely lush. Now, to get to Budle Bay, it's about a 1.5 mile walk away from Bamburgh Castle. If you walk past Bamburgh Lighthouse and follow the footpath, it'll take you straight to Budle Bay. Now, I've visited Budle Bay a couple of times and I think it's just insane. The white sands, the blue water is just beautiful. Now, I do think it gives a bit of a Whitsundays vibe personally. I just think it's somewhere I didn't believe actually existed in Northumberland. The water is just so clear. It is absolutely freezing though, so prepare yourself if you are braving the dip. But get Budle Bay on the bucket list, it's such a lovely place to visit. You can't visit Northumberland without seeing Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian's Wall was built during the Roman Empire in the 2nd century. That makes the wall between 1800 and 1900 years old, which is absolutely wild. Now, the wall was named after the Roman Emperor Hadrian, hence the name. The wall stretches approximately about 73 miles across northern England. Now, there are many parts of the wall to visit, however, I would recommend heading to Steelrig. It's about a 45-minute car journey from Newcastle. There are coaches that'll take you to Steelrig, however the car is definitely the best option. Now it's about £4 to park for 3 hours, which isn't too bad when you consider the jaw-dropping landscapes on offer. It's an amazing section of the wall to visit, it's so impressive. There is a real aura that you feel when you do walk along the wall. Just other things to mention whilst you're doing this walk is always bring a coat. The weather does change really quickly around here. I genuinely couldn't believe it when the heavens opened upon me. It wasn't ideal because I did not bring a coat. Another perk to parking up at Steelrig is when you walk along this section of the wall, you can also visit the legendary Sycamore Gap. When I visited Sycamore Gap, it was before it was illegally cut down. Now, you can visit Sycamore Gap, however, the tree is no longer there. To be honest, I don't think it'll ever be the same. However, I do know a lot of people have wanted to go to Sycamore Gap to reflect on how stunning this iconic landmark was. From parking at Steelrig, it's about a 30-minute hike along Hadrian's Wall to Sycamore Gap. Now this was a very famous filming location for the 1991 movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's actually been nicknamed Robin Hood's Tree because of that film, and you can see why so many people all around the world visit Sycamore Gap, because it truly is and was a picturesque location. Sycamore Gap really was an incredible blend of nature and history all in one. As you near closer and closer to Scotland, there's another place I'd like to show you, and that is Holy Island. To get to Holy Island, you need to cross the causeway. Now, the famous thing about the causeway is that the first mile goes through the sea, which is pretty crazy, but you need to do your research on the tide times to make sure that your crossing is a safe one, okay? I'll put the link below for this website, but otherwise, the causeway is pretty sick. The causeway is actually 3 miles long in total. You don't have to cross the causeway just via a car. You can walk it or cycle it, whatever kind of floats your boat. But I would say if you are driving, I would suggest take your time when crossing. The scenery is just beautiful. You can stop off in laybys if you are driving, just to give yourself a bit more time to take in those surroundings. If you do drive the causeway, you'll need to park up at Char End car park. It does cost about £6 for 3 hours, which is pretty pricey, but that is literally your only option. After that, you can walk for about 15 to 20 minutes to get yourself to Lindisfarne Castle. Now, it really does feel like you've walked onto a movie set. It's such a cool little castle. Lindisfarne Castle was built in the 1540s, making it about 500 years old, which is pretty cool. Now, the reason for it being built was actually as a defense against the border raiders by the Scottish, okay? So there's a ton of history here. There's definitely more things to see in Holy Island, and I would recommend, if you had the time to stay for a night. There are a few places which you can actually Airbnb it. So guys, that is my Northumberland top 5. As you can see, there are so many cool and stunning places in Northumberland. There's still so many more places I would like to see. If there is anywhere where you think I've missed, mention it in the comments below. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok under Pin Drop and Hop. Otherwise, thanks for watching. This has been Jason. For all things travel, subscribe to the channel, and until the next pin drop.